Hello, this is Eleni. Welcome to Transformational Love, Eleni's Tribe. Today, my topic revolves around how we train our children, how we impact our children, how we teach our children, how they learn. And I'm not talking about classroom education here. I'm talking about life lessons. So our children learn through example and by experience. I remember one of the most defining moments in my life happened when I was very young. I was in grade school, and my mother had bought me a children's Bible, and I was very excited about it. I remember reading it cover to cover. There were a lot of illustrations in it. I don't know if I was 9, 10, no more than 11. And I remember reading the story of wise King Solomon. Well, my reading today was in 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 4 through 15. And it just really brought me back to that time in my childhood. And it truly was a defining moment in my life. I remember reading how God came to Solomon in a dream. And in this dream, God asked Solomon, "What does your heart desire? What do you want, Solomon? Ask me, I will give it to you." Solomon, being a young, inexperienced king at the time, I'm sure felt a lot of pressure on his shoulders, following in the big shoes of his dad, King David, right? The beloved, the man after God's own heart. So here's Solomon saying, God, I'm young, I'm inexperienced, I have a huge role to fill. I need wisdom, I need discernment, I need to know how to govern my people. In response to that, God told him not only would he give him the wisdom that he would require to be a great king, not just a good king, but a great king, but that all the earth would know of this wisdom, and that he would also garnish great wealth and accolades throughout the world because he was not seeking worldly treasure, he was seeking spiritual wisdom. So he woke up from the dream thinking, oh, this is a dream. But sure enough, throughout time, it was proven over and over again that God had given him a huge measure of wisdom, so much so that even the Queen of Sheba, who came there with her questions, wanting to stump Solomon and see how wise he truly was, she was not able to stump him. She left amazed and impressed. And I think some of what impressed her was the way the people were prospering, the way he treated his family members, the way he treated his servants, and the way everybody was flourishing and everybody had joy. So for me, prosperity begins in our heart and in our mind. It's a way of life where you think generously, you choose joyfully, and you make intentional steps towards healthy habits and a healthy mindset. So I took the words that Solomon spoke in his prayer request to heart. I remember I was laying on my bed on my tummy, my feet, my face in the direction where my feet would normally be, facing my window. And I was reading this, and I remember looking up and going, God, that's what I want. Can I please have wisdom? In my innocence of youth, I didn't really know what that would mean. And not to say that I've always had the perfect answer or walked the perfect footsteps or always chosen wisdom or even had the wisdom. Sometimes I have had no clue. And in those moments, I rely on God, to weather the storms that perhaps blind you because the rain is so hard and the hail hits your body and pounds you so hard that all you feel is pain, and the thunder is screaming in your ears and you can't think, right? Just holding on to God and knowing that in him I would find true wisdom. And that's how I've lived most of my life, not in perfection, but in trust and faith and hope and love. And that's what I really want to impart here to us, how impressionable children are and how impressed I was, and not in a, oh, wow, look at this kind of a way, but in the sense that I really took it to heart. And I remember hearing a child psychologist on the radio years ago talking about how children see God. And it makes sense to me that children see God the way they see their parents relating to them and to each other and to the people around them. So really, I saw God as somebody who was generous, patient, kind, and giving of their time and attention to me as a child. My mom was nurturing, compassionate. She always made herself available to us. My dad, I learned as I matured and grew, I learned that he was also very loving and generous and kind and compassionate. He was very self-sacrificing. And over time, my bond grew with my father as well. And I've come to see God as somebody who cares about our daily life, someone who takes an interest in what we think, what our hopes are, what our dreams are. And he wants us to align our hopes and dreams with his desires, that we would ask him what his desires are for our heart, because I truly believe that the desires he puts on our heart are the purest and the best. So I just want to encourage you, if you have children in your life, whether you're a parent, a godparent, an aunt, uncle, or an adult cousin to small children, a foster parent, a big brother, a big sister, a role model, children are always looking. And I want you to be encouraged to let them see you using the wisdom of God in your life. Let them see you living out Jesus, because they are watching. And even when they're pushing back or they're acting like they don't notice, they do notice. My heart is for children, and I hope that the children in your life and in my life will see compassion, fairness, perseverance, hope, faith, love, and that we will be a model to them of how to live their life, and that we will take those words of wisdom that God gives to us, that imparts to us, and that we would implant those words of wisdom into the children around us in a good way, in a healthy way, not in a fearful way, not in a controlling way, not in a negative way. My prayer is that we would grow ourselves spiritually, emotionally, personally, professionally every day. Make those steps. Some days they're big, some days they're small, but they all build on each other in such a way that we would grasp more tools, have more tools in our toolbox that they can see us implementing in our life. And not only that, but that we can impart to them and surround them with other people that are positive, that we would have healthy mindsets, positive mindsets, and that we would surround ourselves with people that also want to learn and grow, that are healthy and positive, and that we will see our children. And when I say our, you don't have to be a birth mother, birth father, or adoptive mother, adoptive father. There are children all around you watching constantly. What are their little eyes seeing? What are their little ears hearing? And what's being impressed on their little hearts? I pray that it is faith, hope, and love. God bless you. You are worth it. You are worthy, and you are loved. Have a great day.